From time to time, among the billions of human beings who have successfully inhabited the earth, a few were born with rare and marvelous powers, the intuition of unknown things, the imagination that creates new worlds, and the faculty of discovering the hidden relations existing between certain phenomena, said Dr. Alexis Carrel, an eminent surgeon and a Nobel laureate, while speaking of great men. Dr. Samuel Hahnemann was one such. God would not have left the mankind to suffer from diseases without a cure for it. Dr. Hahnemann was undoubtedly a genius far ahead of his time. He was a born original thinker, gifted with a scientific temperament and endowed with rare wisdom. The cinchona bark was to Dr. Hahnemann what the apple was to Newton. While translating the Materia Medica, he was unable to comprehend the theory that the cinchona bark, by virtue of its bitterness, could cure malaria. He reasoned that there were in existence other substances which, in spite of being even more bitter, could not yield the same result. He therefore refused to accept the theory as it was. Dr. Hahnemann's logical thinking also failed to appreciate the inhuman and ghastly methods of treatment involved to cure even the simplest of ailments. He decided to put this theory to test and verify its authenticity. Dr. Hahnemann proceeded to prepare a decoction of the cinchona bark as specified in the Materia Medica. In his continuing quest for truth and his persistent need to satiate his logical reasoning, he consumed the brew that he had concocted. Upon drinking the decoction, he immediately developed the symptoms of malaria. This led him to establish a therapeutic system of medicine based on the natural law of similars, that a substance which can produce disorder in a healthy human being can also cure him of the same disorder when given in infinitesimal doses. He stated, "Similia similibus curant." Thus was born homeopathy.
Who is man? What is health? What is disease? There is some missing factor between the living and the dead, which in India we recognize this as prana. In China they recognize this as qi. Modern medical scientists do recognize this as bioenergy, which Hahnemann recognized this as vital force. The taster behind the tongue, the smeller behind the nose, the thinker behind the brain. This mind-body-intellect combination, this autocrat is man. This autocrat maintains harmony and balance in the living human being, that we call as health. When there is imbalance, we call this as disease. Bringing back sickness to health is treatment. The treatment must be rapid, gentle, and permanent restoration.
In the healthy condition of man, the spiritual vital force, the dynamis that animates the material body, rules with unbounded sway and retains all the parts of the organism in an admirable, harmonious, vital operation as regards both sensations and functions, so that our indwelling, reason-gifted mind can freely employ this living, healthy instrument for the higher purposes of our existence.
Homeos means similar, pathos means suffering. This is the law of similars. This law has been experimented, verified and observed several times before it has been put into a general law. This has gone through severe inductive and deductive logic. We all know medicine can never become a pakka science like other physical sciences like physics, chemistry or mathematics. Homeopathy has transcended this border too. This can be verified by studying Hahnemann's organon of medicine.
Every homeopathic graduate learns all the subjects which a regular medical student covers, like anatomy, physiology, pathology, preventive medicine, surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, etc. In addition, specialized training will be imparted to treat an individual as a single unit.
Homeopathy is a system of medicine. What is curable through medicine can be cured through homeopathy. Chronic diseases like asthma, allergic rhinitis, allergic bronchitis, skin diseases, female diseases, children diseases can effectively handle with homeopathic medicines. We have been seeing in our daily practice the acute conditions like diphtheria, acute tonsillitis, diarrhea can be effectively managed with homeopathic medicines. For common understanding, we name the diseases, but in homeopathy, we treat the individual with disease.
Individuality is the core assertion of homeopathy. When a patient approaches a homeopath for the very first time, steps are taken to understand that person as an individual and differentiate that person from the rest of the universe. A comprehensive case history is prepared, considering all the aspects of the mind-body intellect deviations. A series of routine examinations are then carried out to assess the medical status of the patient, and the results thereof are carefully filed away for further reference. As and when the case may so warrant, special diagnostic measures such as CAT scans, tests on the linear accelerator, etc. may be performed, which assist a homeopath much better than anybody else. As Dr. Hahnemann rightly said,
there are no diseases, but only diseased individuals.
These magic pills, which look alike, hold the dynamics of the different medicinal substances which can correct the altered functioning of the inner life force. We prepare medicines from vegetable, animal, mineral kingdoms and also from the diseased tissues and natural secretions of the body. By a special method of potentization, even an inert substance and a very active poison become a tamed and helpful medicine.
People know more wrong things about homeopathy than the right one, probably because earlier people who practiced homeopathy were all amateurs and had no collegiate training at all. The usual question which we generally face is whether homeopathy is slow. Certainly it is not. We certainly treat from acute emergencies like cholera, diphtheria, loose stools and so on, including the high fevers. But there is one more thing known as chronic. We always differentiate between acute and chronic. All the acute cases either end in recovery or in death. The second question we generally face is whether homeopathy initially aggravates. Imagine what happens if a myocardial infarction patient, say a heart attack patient, comes to us and if he has to be initially aggravated, he will be no more. No, it is wrong. Third one, whether we don't have surgery. Homeopathy is a system of medicine. Surgery is a mechanical work that can be utilized by any system of medicine.
According to Indian scientists who are great thinkers, the human system is considered as having 5 aspects. The Annamaya Kosha, the physical body, Pranamaya Kosha or the life principle, Manomaya Kosha or the mind, Vijnanamaya Kosha or the discriminating faculty and the Anandamaya Kosha. A person is considered healthy when all these aspects of the personality are kept in harmony. Disease occurs when the Manomaya Kosha becomes vitiated and through that the Pranamaya imbalances start. These pranamaya imbalances, after it has been going on for a long time, diseases manifest at the body level. So body illnesses are only the final reflection of what has already been happening inside the system in the person. It's very interesting to know how a Western scientist, Hahnemann, could hit upon this aspect and find out that we have to bring about corrections right inside at the vital force level, and there should be a harmony of the mind, body, intellect to maintain good health. And it is a very interesting aspect that he has also discovered that the principle of homeopathy, similia similibus, can bring about these corrections by using very minute quantities of medications. I will be very happy to share this experience of one of our very close friends who was bedridden for 20 years with severe allergies, chronic infections, and she was almost not being able to come out of the bed at all for 20 full years. She was treated through homeopathy. 2 years she took medications and she was completely cured, and she is now going around the country and abroad running a big institution, an international organization, growing younger and younger and younger in her 70s.
Our homeopathic doctor is not just a routine run-of-the-mill practitioner. He is a friend, philosopher and guide to the whole family.
Homeopathy is nature's ambience. Nature's one way of telling man, I love you, is homeopathy. There are no side effects. Certainly, the treatment will not be more grievous than the disease itself. Treats from the roots. By treating at the initial stages, the symptoms from the functional changes never turn into the tissue changes. Homeopathy is more economical, which certainly suits our socio-economical pattern of our society. List out all your complaints before you go to a homeopathic doctor. It certainly helps him. Don't report to him with technical names. Try to maintain an orderly life. Also, try to maintain harmony with nature. Avoid stimulants.
If experience should show you that my method is the best, then make use of it for the benefit of humanity and give God the glory. This humble statement only tends to reflect the selflessness and greatness of Dr. Hahnemann, whose life was one of genuine sympathy for the sick and a great saga of deep love for mankind.